Thank you all for attending. I'm very pleased to see we've got a full house yet again for the third Travel Perspective seminar of Wednesday, World Travel Market 2016. We've done the lines about the election last night, so we'll move straight on without worrying too much about that. That is a case, unless you're an American, I suppose you do have an opinion. But anyway, today we are running our annual Best of Social Media Challenge. Last year was 5 fantastic presentations, which was eventually won by Iceland. The Ask Gudmundur campaign, which many of you will have seen. If you haven't, I heartily suggest that you look it up, Ask Gudmundur. I think 1 in 7 adult males in Iceland are called Gudmundur. So they asked all the different regions to nominate a Gudmundur who asked all questions from around the world about where he lived. It was a fantastic idea and worked very well. This year, we have 4 contenders. Sadly, Visit Denmark has fallen ill this morning. So we are down to 4 superb presentations. I'm going to invite each of them to come up on the stage and present for 5 minutes. And they will then be grilled by a faceless panel of judges who, from the left, is Jeremy Jauncey. He's the CEO of Beautiful Destinations. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to introduce themselves for 30 seconds of who they are and what they're looking for today, and then we'll move on as rapidly as possible. So from the far right, Jeremy, introduce yourself and then follow on down the line.
Okay, so I'm the founder and CEO of Beautiful Destinations. We're the creative agency behind the largest travel and lifestyle community on social media today. So 13 million followers, 180 countries, speaking 24 different languages. Come to us on a daily basis to be inspired about where to travel, where to stay, what to do, anything about a celebration of travel.
Thank you. Jen.
Yes, I'm Jennifer Howes. I'm a former Times journalist, co-founder of BritMums, the UK's largest parent blogging network. And we frequently do campaigns like we've been hearing about with folks like Google, Disney, Costa Barcelona, etc.
Okay. And next to Jen, we have the original Jeremy, as he told me to tell you. Jeremy, number 1, carry on.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Head. I work for a digital marketing agency called iCrossing, and I look after all of their travel sector clients. Today, I'm interested in seeing that perfect blend of art and science. So a really great creative idea, but something that's got some real tangible numbers associated with it as well, that really proves the effectiveness of what was done.
I think he's auditioning for Dragon's Den there. Fantastic.
Thank you.
And last but very much not least, Sarah. Please, Sarah, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Rathbone. I'm the Managing Director at Siren Communications. We are a travel and lifestyle PR and communications agency with a real passion for integrating social media and content into everything we do. Today, I'm looking for some fun, some creativity, but much like Jeremy number 1, lots of results as well.
Sorry, Jeremy Johnson, brilliant number 2. But he's been around a bit. So there we are. I have the 4 judges. The presentation is going to hear today from Karen from the Belize Tourism Board, Sarah from Captivate for Drive US 1 project, Gemma from the Costa Brava Tourism, and they're going to talk about their very recent food trip, and Eva from Visit Finland, who's going to be talking about Polar Night Magic. The judges are going to score as we go along. They're going to ask questions after each presentation. I'm also going to ask you to help me out with the scoring and the marking, because at the end of the 4 presentations, we'll put a Slido up on screen. If you go to slido.com, find the WTM London hashtag, you'll be able to like your favourite presentation, and your marks do count. So listen carefully, please. Now, I'd like, first of all, to welcome to the stage Karen Bevans from the Belize Tourism Board, who's going to be talking about her Snapchat DJ Khaled project. Karen, can you come from the shadows? Please, round of applause. She'll be followed by Sarah, Gemma, and Eva, so please enjoy their presentations. Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to tell you about a Snapchat campaign that we were really thrilled about in Belize. I am Karen Bevans from Belize. I'm the director of Belize Tourism Board, a very beachfront, adventurous vacation destination. But let me start by letting you know, DJ Khaled DJ Khaled is a popular DJ from Florida. And as you know, Florida, very tropical, similar to Belize. Our destination is very tropical, sun, beach-like, oceanfront. And DJ Khaled is from there. He had about 6 million followers. He was extremely popular. And we were not using our Snapchat as much as the other social media channels that we have. So we said we needed to boost up our Snapchat channels. We look at DJ Khaled, over 6 million. Why so much followers? We know DJs are popular, but I mean, is he a real human being? So we decided to look at his profile. But what with DJ Khaled, he used to post motivational messages on his Snapchat outlets. And okay. He called these motivational messages that inspire his followers, he called them major keys. He said they're your major keys to success. And in short, he said major keys. And every day he posted an inspirational message, one of his major keys. But it's major keys, C-A-Y-E. But again, we look at his profile. He likes tropical, he likes the ocean, he jet ski, he scuba dives, he likes everything that is synonymous with Belize as a destination. So the media picked up on it, and the media started to interview him. And in his interview, the media normally asked, so what's next for DJ Khaled? His response was, well, I think first of all, I need a vacation. And we picked up on that. We said, vacation? Where better place to come than Belize? Your profile is synonymous with Belize. You like the tropics, you like the ocean, you like to lay back in your hammock. So we really reviewed his profile, and we said, oh, this is one of our influencers that could build our destination. So we went now and used one of our keys. For those of you who knows Belize, Belize's biggest tourism destinations are keys, but spelled C-A-Y-E-S. And his keys are K-E-Y-S. So we said this is a good play with words. So we said, let's do a video, use one of our influencers who did a previous campaign for us. And he went to a small key in Belize, did a video on a hammock, laying down and say, DJ Khaled, we heard you want a vacation. Come to Belize, the right place to be. And we uploaded that, and he got a hold of it. It's like, oh my, he used to say, bless up is his favorite slang. He's like, I would love that, bless up. And the media caught up on it, all his followers, his 6 million followers caught up on it. And when we looked at the response and the feedback we were getting, we did not expect it. We were thrilled. All his followers just responding to it and thought it was, oh, brilliant, Belize Tourism Board, that's a smart idea. Some took it humorous, some thought it was brilliant. All the feedback we got was extremely, extremely positive. The number of impressions we looked at afterwards, I think 170-something media, 170 media picked up on it and wrote on it. We had 1,600,000 impressions. It was just crazy, the amount of attraction we gained because of it. But it's just a simple idea, play on words. We just use everything on his profile that matches our demographics, and we thought that we could put those together, use him as an influencer with so many followers, and that boosted our Snapchat social media channel as well, because that's what we really wanted to do, and of course get our brand out there by someone who had major following. What better way to do it but someone who was popular, major following, and the brand, his profile matches our brand so identical. We thought that was brilliant, and the results we wanted, we achieved. Thank you.
Stay there. Jeremy, you have a question.
Yes. So amazing, really, really amazing. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a tourism board embrace Snapchat as much as you have, and I live in New York, so I know that he's absolutely huge. So first off, congratulations. That's really exciting.
Thank you.
How long did the campaign last, and how long were you measuring those media impressions for?
We analyzed it for a month. But of course, the campaign was like, it went so fast. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say more than a week. Mm-hmm. The response was like immediate as well. We uploaded the video. If you look at to do the video, get it uploaded, and the analysis, let's say within a month.
Okay. And did you see any other traffic upgrades on other platforms?
Sorry?
Did you see any other increases in traffic or performance metrics on other social platforms?
From this, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Twitter was big as well.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, Sarah.
Agree with Jeremy, that was amazing. I don't think I've ever wanted to smile. That was amazing, thank you. I don't think I've ever smiled so much thinking about it. Great fun. Can you tell us, you talked a lot about some of the social metrics in results. Have you seen any results in terms of visitors to Belize? Can you track it that far?
The visitors to Belize, no, I can't say yet because it's normally whenever we do a campaign, it's like 3 months out. We haven't, I would not say, we cannot make a correlation, a direct correlation with it as yet. But our objective was really to boost our Snapchat social media channel and of course get the attraction to Belize as a destination, which is synonymous with him. And again, what better way to do it than him who had so many followers, which is directly a target market for all demographics.
Brilliant. Jeremy, quick question.
As a tourist board, it's often really hard to decide where to focus your attention with different social media channels. There are so many and it's hard to know which ones to use. Why did you select Snapchat?
Because of the demographics of the people who use it now. When we look at what the people that comes to Belize, the Snapchat users directly fit our profiles.
And one quick final question from me. Are you planning to do future campaigns using the DJ? Is he going to become an ambassador for you for the future?
That's a good question. We looked at that just last month, and we are thinking to tweet him now and say, have you finalized a date to come to Belize? Yeah. So we want to add on that same campaign.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Please give a hand up to Karen. That's a very strong start to the 4 presentations today. But now I'd like to invite Sarah Lee from the Captivate Blogging Outreach Group, who's going to be talking about her Drive US 1 campaign. Sarah, come up on stage. Thank you.
Hello there. So, yes, a chance conversation with a traditional print journalist sparked in me an idea. One that has created a unique campaign in the United States and which in 6 short weeks has so far generated 23 million opportunities to see and an online advertising value equivalent of £310,000 for our partners. This is a huge return on investment, and we still have many more articles and videos and lots of content to publish and further social media promotion and amplification to come. Print journalist Ella Buchan told me that she wanted to undertake a road trip of US Route 1, the entire length of America's East Coast. And she hoped to sell stories from it to her outlets, which were national newspapers and magazines. So that would happen after her trip. Now, as a former journalist and now a travel blogger with my site Live Share Travel, and I'm also director of UK travel group Captivate, I saw the potential there for a big campaign with a far wider reach and providing greater impact. And so Drive US 1 was born. And over the next 4 months, I put together a coalition of partners from Brand USA to state and regional tourist boards in Maine, Massachusetts, Washington, DC, Virginia, North Carolina and Florida, plus car rental company Hertz and 3 Mobile here in the UK. And we worked with PR companies such as KBC and TTM, who are all here as well with their clients. Contracts were drawn up, itineraries were arranged, and key messages were agreed. And with talented professionals in our team, creativity and some determination, we've created something that we're all very, very proud of. For example, some of our partners and the PRs, Kirsty Dillery, for example, of TTM, whose client Massachusetts and North Carolina had never worked on an influencer campaign before. She's told me that already Drive US 1 has exceeded their expectations. So we brought together 2 private companies, a national tourist board and 7 US state and regional tourist boards, plus various brands and businesses. And many local attractions also gained an audience of millions, with millions more eyes to come. Oh, that's not worked. The clicker's not working. They had our back. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's working now. Using social media, videos and articles, which will be posted on 10 individual blogs, we've created a conversation around the US One road trip, giving it the publicity and prominence it never had before. From the north to the very southern tip of America, attractions and destinations have been taken before a new audience, predominantly in the UK, but also further afield. And the collective strength of 15 of the best British bloggers and their blogs, plus their social media platforms, have united together in an organised and coordinated campaign to amplify the reach of the content. The Drive US One campaign is another example of what is increasingly being recognised as the most productive way forward with influencer campaigns. This being the industry partnering with professional travel bloggers who devise groundbreaking campaigns that place their products before engaged audiences. Add to that, when Ella returns from the trip, she'll also be pitching stories to national newspapers and magazines and a host of her other outlets, just as she'd planned originally. Drive US One has harnessed traditional media, melded it with the power of the blogger's online reach, and the best of both has delivered fantastic results for our clients. I'd now like to leave you with snippets of our Drive US One highlights and leave Ella with the last word, which is... No, not really. Oh, it's the video. There we go.
2,369 miles, and here I am at the southernmost point of the continental United States.
Sarah, that's quite a mind-boggling concept to put that number of partners together. One quick question from me before I ask the others. Is social media reached maturity now that, apart from, say, North Carolina you mentioned, that most people you now go, yeah, we get it, we understand it, we want to be on board? Is it reached that stage?
No, in short. We still need to give them reasons to do it and educate them. Educate people quite regularly as to what we can achieve and what we've done elsewhere. You know, but we've got plenty of case studies now. We've worked with many, many different destinations and brands. So
you can work on it. So, Jen, any question?
So to clarify, you that came out of this conversation with the journalists, but did the Captivate team also take part, or were they mainly kind of like a media partner?
No, they did. So Ella is writing 13 posts. 2 of them have already been published. The rest are going to be, and they're all being published across different Captivate blogs. So they're very specific, you know, niches in terms of, she's written for the food blogs, and she's got something for the family travel blogs on Orlando, for example. And yes, then they've also been amplifying the content, the social media content as well across their channels.
Good. Jeremy?
Hello. You gave us some quite specific result numbers there, like opportunities to see and the AVE calculation. Can you give us a rough idea of the budget, how much actually cost the client to do it?
It was in the region of £25,000, but it's split across the different destinations.
Excluding expenses?
Yes, absolutely.
Sarah?
Can I ask, you talked a lot about knowing in advance your objectives, your key messages. Was there anything that came out of the results to date that really surprised you that you didn't expect?
Well, first of all, we actually estimated projected it would only reach about 15 million. So we've already, and we're still, like I say, there's still 11 posts to be published. We've still got other video to be published. So it's already exceeded the expectations in that regard. So that's, a bit of a surprise. But other than that, no, I think the only other thing would be the appetite for taking that route. We had people tweeting Ella saying, would you pick me up along the way? This sounds amazing. And whereas this is a route that people have only ever talked about before because it runs all the way from northern Maine all the way to the southern, Key West in Florida. And no one really covers it in the same way that they talk about Route 66 and, things like that. So, yeah, there is an appetite there for it.
I wanted to follow up on Jeremy's question about the cost. So was that the budget for it? Was that gathered together from each of these partners? They each contribute a bit.
Yeah.
Contributed a bit. Okay. Yeah.
And just one supplementary from me as well. So was it the case that one writer drove the whole route, and the 15 other bloggers, writers, just flew into different bits and did their jobs and flew out again?
No, there was one person on the road, just Ella, on the road doing the whole thing. But we were supporting her from our channels because she was tweeting and sharing all of the live content on Live Share Travel's channels. Okay. And then the rest of the Captivate team was amplifying that content across their channels too.
So she produced all the content?
Yes, she has. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course, she's got her traditional print media to do when she gets back as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very interesting case study. I'd like you to give a hand up, please, to Sarah Lee from Captivate. Thank you. That's two really good examples so far of very effective projects, but done completely differently. Now, I'm very much looking forward to all of them, clearly, but also to Gemma, who's from the Costa Brava Tourism Board, who very recently created a food project, well, she'll tell you all about it, with Italy, the idea of two countries collaborating on a project. So I'd like Gemma to take the stage, please, and please give her a warm hand. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about Eurofood Trip. Eurofood Trip is a story about two destinations, Emilia-Romagna in Italy and Costa Brava in Catalonia, Spain. So these two destinations want to be promoted as the best food destinations, food and wine destinations in Europe. What they want is that people from all over the world who look for a place where there's good wine and gastronomy think immediately about Emilia-Romagna and Costa Brava. These two destinations are at the same time very unique, but also very similar. In terms of gastronomy, they both have very unique and recognizable recipes, but also share always something similar. Also produce high-quality products and preserve traditional recipes that are also very unique in each of them, of their destinations. Also produce great wine, and they have a big respect for the traditional way of cooking. And at the same time, they work for getting better and better every day. This year, in fact, they host the Michelin Star Gala in both of their countries. It's not only about the food, the destinations are also unique and similar in terms of the landscape. They both have beautiful cities with a huge cultural offer, a beautiful countryside, and also a huge range of cultural and tourist offer in the coastline. But the most important thing is that it's not only about promoting the destination and its food. If it was about that, we would only need a plan, a communication plan. And it's not about that. We didn't need a plan. We did need a dream. Because this time, it was all about the people. It all begins with the people. In the tourist boards, our objective is to make the business grow, of course. But we are in the industry of travel. And travel is what makes people happy, which brings us to the business of happiness and making dreams come true. So this time we needed to be together to make this dream come true. And it was really about the people from Emilia-Romagna, the people from Costa Brava, and the people from iAmbassador. The three companies have a lot in common. We like challenges, I would say. We are fearless sometimes. But what we like the most is to share. And this time we knew that if we wanted good results, we needed to share a lot. So the three of us had a big dream. This dream was about 2 European destinations, different ones, promoting food and wine in the first ever joint blog trip with 2 different countries, 2 different destinations. This dream became the idea of Eurofood Trip. Eurofood Trip is mainly is a project that just started and led by iAmbassador and with the 2 teams from Emilia-Romagna and Costa Brava. We organized a blog trip. During 7 days, 5 travel bloggers and 1 video maker from all over the world visited the 2 destinations. They were having a good time, doing amazing activities, living unforgettable moments. And of course, there was a lot of food and wine, so they were tasting all the food and wine in the 2 regions. What first looked like a competition for a lot of people in the industry became a cooperation. This is the first time a thing like this happened. 2 destinations who look like they are competing. For the first time, they work together for the same objective, with the intention of sharing and growing bigger. This cooperation has brought so far great results. This just happened 4 weeks ago, so we still don't have all the results, but so far we are very happy. You can see all the numbers here. If you want to know a bit more, in 1 hour or so we'll be doing a presentation here and you will be able to get more information and see the video for the first time. So for all these, we can now say, and more convinced than ever, that us is better than me. Thank you.
Jeremy.
Congratulations to start. I know how big food is becoming on social media, so it makes a lot of sense to tie the things together. Could you talk a little bit about the influencers? How did you pick them? What were you planning on measuring them before they came? I think with all the amazing food and scenery you've got there, they've got plenty of things to shoot from, so I'd love to know what your thinking was about why them and what you'd ask them to do.
This was something led by iAmbassador mainly, and they chose the influencers, the content creators, in order to come with a group that was balanced, so they would create all kind of content, great photographies, great videos, great texts. People from different parts of the world, so from different cultural backgrounds, and so we made sure that the content would be spread worldwide and in different kinds of media. So, and they presented all the proposal, and of course the 2 tourist boards had a look at them, but we trust them, so we said yes.
And what about what you were going to measure them on?
Sorry?
What about what you were going to measure them on?
Well, we are still measuring, and it's huge. The results are great, but also all the content also still needs to be published. So just today we will release the video of the event. So it's so recent, but we know that it's a project that just started. It started with this blog trip, and we know that it can grow so big. It feels like we opened a door, and now we can promote ourselves, the destinations, I mean, with other destinations together. Also, the 2 of us, again, with other products. Mm-hmm. We started with gastronomy, but we can do it with a lot of other products. So there's still a lot more to measure.
Anybody else?
In terms of, I mean, as an idea, it's a really interesting idea. I really like it. Where does it offer the value for each destination, though, in terms of, does it really add value?
Well, from the like the business point of view, as tourist boards, it adds a lot of value because it puts us in the innovation situation. Like, it's amazing how many destinations have approached us after this, saying you've been so brave, we've all dreamt about this and nobody dared to do it, and now you've done it with your biggest competitor. and the results are great. So for as a tourist board, as companies, it brings a lot of value. And as destinations too, because it means that we care about the tourists. It's not only about making people come to your house. People coming to Costa Brava one day will get tired of that. And we want to give them the option to go to another place that they will like. And we also want it the other way back. So people going to Emilia-Romagna one day may visit Costa Brava too.
Can I just a quick follow-up? So were you actually promoting the content about Emilia-Romagna on the Costa Brava social channels and vice versa? Yeah.
Both of us since the first day.
Yeah.
And it feels weird.
Right.
I know, because it was the Costa Brava channels posting pictures of Emilia-Romagna and saying how nice is this, and it's weird. But if you understand the whole project, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Sarah?
You've talked a lot about the kind of driver around awareness and bringing to life the food story of the two destinations. Have you had any thoughts, or are you doing anything from a commercial point of view, so to have itineraries, packages that visitors can do that bring together the two destinations?
That would be the next step, maybe in the future. The tourist board's goals are mainly to promote the destinations and help the local industry and international industry sell the products and sell the trips. So hopefully this comes to a real business and somebody sells the trips. That's what we look for. We want the business to grow, but it's others who have to make it grow.
Do you get the sense that what you managed to pull off is going to result in so many things you don't even yet begin to understand or expect? I think it could be quite a game changer in collaboration, international collaboration.
I think as time goes by and we digest all these, we will start finding huge results that we don't even expect. Like, it's happening now.
Right. So you can come back next year and tell us what happened.
I hope.
Okay. Please, give a hand together. Lots of food for thought going on here. I hope you agree. Some really chunky stuff there. I hope you're marking down who you're going to mark 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to give marks 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 4 contenders. You can't give them all 4. I'm sorry. I know they deserve it, but think about that. And now I'd like to ask to come to the stage Eva, who's from Visit Finland. Scandic countries have a bit of history of collaborative work together as well. And she'll be talking about Polar Night Magic. Eva.
Yeah. It's great to be here. Thank you so much. My name is Eva Kiviranta and I'm from Visit Finland, and I'm here to be talking Visit Finland's and Finnair's campaign Polar Night Magic. So winter in Finland on average lasts about 100 days, which to a lot of people sounds scary and daunting. Will something happen? There we go. So winter in Finland is long and scary to a lot of people, but we decided to turn that into something really positive and exciting. And we decided to do that so that we will actually invite people to Finnish Lapland for the 100 days to experience all the different things that you can experience during 100 days in Finnish winter. Together with Finnair, we launched the campaign for quite literally the coolest job in the world. We got over 4,000 applications, which means 4,000 people who want to spend an entire winter in Finland. We did interviews, we did physical testings for the applicants to make sure that we find the 5 perfect people from our target markets that will actually enjoy husky safaris, cross-country skiing for 5 days, climbing up frozen waterfalls, diving under the ice. And we found the 5 perfect magic ones. And let's see if the video works. So the aim of that campaign was to increase awareness of Finland as a winter destination and to encourage people to travel to Finland. Our target markets were very specific: China, Japan, UK, Germany, and Korea. This is what actually took place in the campaign. We did weekly videos of the activities that the 5 explorers did in Finland, and all that content was then published on the campaign website on 5 different languages. Every week, the video showed the different activities that you could do, and then the campaign website was combined with information of how to actually do those activities, how to experience the same things in Finland on your own. From the same website, you could see all the partners and all the different things that the partners were offering. You could book direct flights to Finland with Finnair, so the campaign website served as the platform for kind of everything in the campaign. The campaign from the very start got a lot of media coverage from the very start of now the application is open to the fact that now these people are actually climbing up the frozen waterfalls to the point when the campaign ended this March when the people returned home. So a lot of the media content was from all over the world, especially from China and Japan, which for us was great since those were the primary markets of the target markets. But here, some examples from Europe. And aside from the media coverage that we got, a lot of the campaign relied on the coverage and the content that the 5 explorers would be publishing and creating. We decided to choose the explorers based on the fact that they are normal people like everyone else, but still have an interesting thing to add to the campaign. And here are the results of the campaign that we did. 4,000 application. The 18 videos were in 5 different languages. The PR value of the campaign was over 90,000 million, almost 10 million, almost over 800 media hits globally. And on top of those results, what we got was a lot of content to be published on social media. We got 5 ambassadors for Finland that we now use for our campaigns to promote our messages. 3 of the people that spent the 100 days in Finland are now writing books about Finland. One of them is moving to Finland. We get constant questions about when we're going to do this campaign again. So I guess we did something right. Okay.
Panel. Jen, you're up.
I've got a question. So the content, it's all gathered together on that one site as well as social media. We saw Instagram. Were there other kinds of shares? And then the follow-up question is on that one campaign website, was it in all the different languages?
The campaign website was on 5 different languages, so English, German, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. And the content was specifically on the website, and then, of course, their social media channels, and then in the social media channels of all the partners. So everyone shared everyone's content.
Can you tell us already which country you've had most reaction from?
Sorry?
Which country have you had most reaction from?
The Japanese and Chinese media went crazy. And they are the explorers who are emailing us constantly about coming back. And that's really important for us because those are the most important markets for us and Finnair especially.
Which ambassador moved to Finland? Who moved?
Sorry?
Which ambassador moved to Finland?
The girl from UK. She hasn't moved yet, I think, but the plan is coming.
You got some great numbers there, 640,000 visits to the website. Did you use any paid media for that?
A little bit. Compared to the overall very limited budget, not a lot of paid media, but especially we promoted the content that the explorers created. So we didn't really do additional advertising on top of that.
Shirley?
That's also a really cool campaign. Really, really cool campaign. We're actually, funnily enough, doing a very similar one right now, so we know how successful it can be. Could you talk a bit about how you activated Finnair? Because I noticed that a lot of the traffic and the figures it seemed to be was very, very focused about Finland, which is amazing, but could you talk about how they were involved?
Well, we were co-partners on the campaign, so everything was shared on both our channels and Finnair's as well. Obviously, their take was very much on how easy it is to get to Finland from different places, and how, for example, you can travel within Finland.
And presumably Finnair have direct routes, non-stop routes from those 5 countries?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. This all presumably took place last winter. Are you planning to repeat it this winter?
Well, I mean, this campaign started pretty much August last year and lasted until March. And the time they spent in Finland was 3 months. And if you've ever done an organized press trip, you know that 3-month-long press trip is daunting. But the feedback that we've gotten has been so great that we are seriously considering.
And 2 supplementary questions. Was there any thought about live streaming any of the content at the time?
We discussed it, but then due to the fact that all of this took place in northern Finland when sometimes it was minus 30 degrees, we decided to keep our lives easy.
And do you think in future there's scope to involve old media in a live TV series of people spending 3 months in Finland in winter?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Any last questions from the panel? Okay, well, thank you very much, Ava. Thank you.
Let's go.
Please. Well, that concludes our 4 presentations. I'm sure you found them, as I did, compelling, each one in their own strengths, and all quite different campaigns as well. So, as I mentioned earlier, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask Sarah, she doesn't know this yet, to collect all the scores from our 4 judges, if you don't mind, Sarah. And we're then going to ask the judges to leave the stage, invite the 4 speakers to come back. While I put the marks together, I'm going to put Slido on the screen. Can we get Slido? Not with the questions. I'm looking for the poll, please, people in the back. There should be a poll loitering around where we'll have the names of the 4 speakers and their projects. And if you go to slido.com, you don't necessarily have to register for the app. You don't have to download the app. Go to slido.com on Google. You'll see, type in hashtag WTM London, click on the Inspire Theatre, which is where we are, and you'll see the 4 contenders with the option to like the one that you like most. So I would encourage you to go on now, as 2 people clearly have. They're straight in. And we'll let that run for 3 or 4 minutes while we collect the marks and announce the winner. Away you go. Thanks, guys. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. I'm going to add them up. Okay. So can I ask you guys to... I will ask you to come back at the end. Sorry? So these are the 4 marks. Okay, great. Can I borrow your pen? Thanks. And can I ask the 4 speakers to come back on the stage, please? Okay, be with you in a sec. Okay, how are we doing? Been stuck for a while? Has everybody voted? It looks as though you would have had time by now. I'll just give it 1 more minute for anybody who hasn't found the site and wants to vote. Okay. Well, thanks for doing that, and thanks to Slido. It's the first year they've worked with World Travel Market to give the option to post questions and do polls. So if you're an event organizer, I think it's a very useful thing to have. We'll certainly be looking at that for our events in the future. But enough of that. What you want to know is the result. So I'll do it in reverse order. So bearing in mind that all four presentations were brilliantly delivered and the content was superb, it's bound to be a tight competition, and it has been. And fourth place, very honourable fourth, is the Captivate and Drive Route 1. So can we get a hand for Sarah, please? Thank you. They're very, very close marking. There was a joint second. Your votes contributing, your points contributing to that joint second. And in joint second place was Karen, the Belize Tourism Board. Hi, Karen. And the other joint second was Gemma from the Costa Brava Tourism. The plays. Which leaves one clear winner, and that is Ava from Visit Finland. It was a hell of a project. They were all superb projects. But Ava, congratulations. You are our best of social media. I think we get a bottle of wine or something like that, certainly a certificate. We'll let you know. But I'd like to invite Ava just to come up and just to say a couple of words to the audience. And, well, congratulations again. Please, take the mic.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. Was I supposed to have like a speech?
No, you didn't know.
Well, I mean, obviously I prepared. But I think what all of our campaigns kind of have together is having the influence of someone whose target audience you really want to tap on and finding kind of the right influencers to work with. So I think clearly of this year's theme is to find the perfect destinations and the perfect influencers to partner with. I think that's that. Finland turns 100 years next year, so big party, everyone's welcome. I'm not going to be paying for that, so I can say that. I'm going to go now.
So go and grab Ava afterwards. Volunteer to go and live in an igloo for 3 months. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. Only leaves me to welcome back from the shadows the people who did all the work today, which are the judges. Stand forward, judges. Come into the limelight. I'd like to thank Jeremy Jauncey, the CEO of Beautiful Destinations, Jen House, the co-founder at Brit Mums, Jeremy Head, travel writer and creative leader iCrossing in Brighton, and Sarah Rathbone, the managing director of Sarah Communications. And thank you for being a very lovely audience today, filling the room up, and we look forward to seeing you again next year for more challenges. Thank you.